All right. My first guest ever on the Sota show. What can I say about this man? This man has not only become one of my best friends, but he is one of the illest artists in the game. He has created a 20-track masterpiece album coming out January 13th, this Friday. The Trials. Beltz, welcome to the program.
Hey, thank you very much for having me, man. That was an incredible introduction. I appreciate
Absolutely,
that.
absolutely. Well, I have to. As the first guest, it can only be you. It can only be you.
You know, that brings out the modesty in me. I appreciate that so much, man. Like, thank you for having me.
Well,
here.
hey, man, I wanted to have you on because, we needed a guest, and I was like, all right, let me just ask Beltz real quick. Thank you. But also because you have an album coming out, The Trials.
Trials.
I really want to talk about this project. You know, the Sota Show is all about highlighting Minnesota music and giving a platform to the independent artist. And with this album that we created here at Mock Production Studios, like this is your baby, right? I mean, what is it like to finally have this album out? And then let's talk a little bit about like what the actual album is about. What's the concept of it from a broad perspective, and then we'll kind of get into it.
Okay. Well, first off, the feeling of having it come out is still surreal. Like, I just, it was so many hours, 550 plus that we totaled up of grind time in here, making something that brought you through the many different sides in our mind. You know, the struggles and the positives that we both choose from every single day between money and love. So having the trials come to full fruition like this is just, it's something that I'm ready to see out in the world, obviously, because of the amount of time we spent on it, but also just to I want to understand what people's feedback is towards it. Like, how did it make them think when they heard it?
And like let's talk about like what is the concept of the Trials? Like this is an album you've been putting over a year of your life into and pouring your time and your money and your energy into. What is it about, and what is the inspiration behind it?
Money versus love. Money versus love. So you have the section of money where it's what makes you happy because of money. Like, money is going to put a roof over your head. Money's going to put good people in your life and shitty people in your life. It's going to take you through obstructions of states of mind. Money allows you to do things. And at the same point, the love section is about passion. It is about where your heart comes from, what you're doing it for at the end of the day. Like, why if you got money, like, if you're not doing something you love with it, then what are you doing it for?
Absolutely.
And so you got money versus love, and that's that beginning. You got the first 5 songs, which are in the money section. The next 5 are in the love section, with little skits in between, you know, to show you the court battle of those emotions, those things that you feel. And not enough where we dilute the music, you know.
No, not at all.
The production of the skits was one of my favorite parts.
Oh, it was so much fun, and I can't wait to get to that. I do want to get to that, but first I want to get to you talked about the battle of money versus love, and then you have the balance of both in that final section, that final act.
The final.
What are some themes that you kind of wanted to nail and make sure that this album had? Because, like, as a concept album, like, this is definitely a concept album. You know what I mean? Like, it not only has, like, the certain sections, but it has a story front to back.
Yeah.
You know, like you said, the skits. I mean, what was it like putting everything together, and how did you kind of come up with that idea? Especially of the courtroom idea. If you haven't listened to it yet, you're gonna hear it this Friday. The Trials. You know, it's a courtroom. How did you come up with that?
The trials came from the battle. Like, you know, it literally. So when the song "Money vs. Love" was first recorded, was when I listened to that song, man. And when we first made that was like one of the very first songs that I came in here to make. And so having that construct of like just the weight of what my music had became at that point, like with that song, I felt that there was so much to give back with that as an album.
Yeah, you kind of felt like there was a whole project concept idea there,
Within one song.
and it really developed. I mean, I'm sure like it definitely didn't start how it ended. You know what I mean? Like
it
there are
started
so many,
with what, 7 songs, something like that. Then it was 13. Then it was I got 15, something like that. And then I was like, well, if I got skits, put that at 17, 18. Why not just go for gold?
and then threw a couple songs in last minute. You know what I
The
mean?
last
Like,
minute songs are some of the absolute polishers to the album, though.
absolutely. I mean, they I couldn't see the album without them. And
No.
and why 20 songs specifically? Why 20 tracks? Why 57 minutes exactly? Why why did you, because like, a lot of people, I think it's interesting in this day and age when someone drops a 20 song album, like, wow, that's a lot. You know what I mean? And I remember there was times where we were pondering, okay, should we split this up? What, I mean, why 20 tracks ultimately?
So when I first came to, like you said, we thought about splitting it multiple times, and it just doesn't make sense any other way than to get the complete story in one. At the end of the day, and the 20 songs and 57 minutes exactly. Those are things. I'm a numerical guy. Like I always believe that's why you got 58 4 528 in the highest. That is numerology. That's the angel frequency, and that's the part of the symbolism you'll see on the cover. Like I got 444 333 11 11. Very spiritual, and that's always been part of my journey.
Okay.
And I'm not saying like I like to believe. I like to believe, and that's the basis of this album.
Well, I think it's also interesting. You had so many different artists and so many people who have contributed to this album. Specifically, I want to talk about, we'll get to the features and everything, which there's so many amazing features, but the skits, right? The skits. How did you make the skits? How did you think about those? And like also, who are the people who are on the skits?
Bro.
'Cause
We're going to start
people have
with
been
the
wondering.
character list right away.
Yes.
We're going to hit them. We have coming in hot as the lawyer, Mr. Jim Crawford.
Jim Crawford.
A.K.A. Kevin Mock.
Yep. Shout out to Pops.
A real one.
Okay. Then we have Lucy Lovegood, right?
Lucy Lovegood is a part of the character within.
With Love, but who is the lawyer?
Patricia
for Love?
Webster.
Patricia Webster. That's right.
Miss
That's
Leslie.
And then we
came through with magic.
came through with magic. Both
she,
of them.
she's a theatrical play artist, so like having her craftsmanship within like her role.
Yes,
She
I
killed
think
it.
both Kevin and Leslie, both like dove deep into the character and really
100%.
nailed what we were looking for.
100%.
I mean, when
every-
and some of the funnest things to record too,
Yes.
like
The room noises.
the room
Sitting
noises.
there, someone would cough, and then someone would squeak their chair, or like rock back and forth. Like we spent time to make the background noises seem legit.
Or whenever I remember just listening back to the take when it was on Early Hours. If anyone heard the Easter egg on Early Hours, it says when he says January 13th, like all those little funny clips of my dad and Leslie, and then you have Cole, who's
Man.
the judge,
Who came
I'm
and
the
got
bailiff. I have one
full
line.
into character.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Cole went insane.
100%.
He did a great
We
job.
had him through multiple times just for the occasion, and he would come in with the cowboy hat. He'd come in here, and he was just full ready to be a Southern judge, man, and he crushed it.
It was awesome. It was
And
really,
yourself,
really fun.
I mean,
Bailiff, yeah.
I want to say you hit that same exact phrase, probably close to 45, 50 times.
Well, we all kind of took a lot
But
of takes.
it was to make it right, though.
It had to be perfect.
Yeah.
I also just love being in the stew, in the booth. You know what I mean? What can I say? But like, man,
It's facts.
like I said before, like the features on this album too. I mean, every single one came through. You have,
Yes.
I mean, I'm just gonna run through it here. I'm gonna bring it up. I'm pulling up the album right now.
Hit it with
okay.
'em.
You've got Sachi. Okay, shout out to Sachi. You got Jacob G. You got Exquisite. You got d.mo. You got Beezy. You got Caleb Gampson. You got Gabe Martin. You got Odd Cole. You got Denim. You got Revy. Chris B, Bipolar, and F3. I mean that
Yes.
you got the whole squad on the album.
It
I
was
love it.
incredible, man. But that showed the last year of my life creating this.
Yeah, all
That
the
was
people
one
that
of
you
the
met.
most important things, and every single person that I met along this way, being a member of F3 and a member of the Journey, like, is what made this album what it is.
Yeah,
It made it special and it made it true to it. And I'm so grateful for every single artist that came and blessed me with something on this, man.
what were like some of your favorite moments?
Every single one of them.
I want to hear like what were your favorite moments recorded? Is there anything that comes to mind that sticks out? To me, some of the things that stick out is the countless amount of wine bags. This album was made off of a wine bag.
And Twisted Teas.
And Twisted Teas and tequila.
And tequila.
Too. If you hear
Those three things.
the little pop on Tuesday is a tequila. Just pouring a little bit of that in there.
Yeah.
But no, but like what are some of your favorite moments that you can think about?
There's literally so many, bro. I mean, every single time we'd bring in somebody new for it, like, that was a special night. Like, there's not one. I mean, there's many things that happen. Like, I mean, just getting utterly stupid, dumb.
Just honestly, one of the things that I really loved, okay, and this was just divine from the universe, okay, an underrated love. We've told this story before, but I'll tell it again because it's amazing. So we were working on Underrated Love last year, and then an exact year later, we make it, and we were like, and the reason why we remade it and retouched it is because we didn't like the first version apparently, and wanted to redo it, make a second version, right?
An entire, just from scratch.
From
redoing it.
scratch, scrap everything.
So we did that,
Yep.
and then we compared them, and we were not happy that we redid that. So,
Terrible decision.
approximately 1 year later, with that one being in the middle, the one that we didn't like, and we had deleted all the old stuff, mind you.
Dumbest thing. I'll never do it again. I'll never delete anything ever again.
No way to go back. Year later, get reminded on Snapchat, I had a studio session already booked that day.
Yep.
And we come through again with a bag of wine to drink exactly as much as we did that first day.
That's right.
And Mr. Caleb Gampson
That's right.
slid through.
Because originally he was not on that song, and
No.
when he came through and did it, I mean, there's no going back. When he does something like that,
It was magical. Thank you so much, Caleb, for being on that, for real, man. It was so much fun.
and man, another really good memory for me when I think about it is like, and anyone can see, some behind the scenes, a beautiful behind the scenes footage on the F3 page if you
fun.
haven't already. But just looking back and creating the album, some of my favorite moments was also like the actual recording, like doing beat chops to certain things. I mean, there's stuff musically in this album that I feel like has really pushed me in my music. And how do you think this album has pushed you and has helped you change to where you are now?
One big thing right off the bat is adding the instrumentalists to come through. The different, we had a pianist come through. We had a guitar player come through.
Shout out to Walt. Shout out to Carson.
Yes, and things like that just like took it somewhere so different, bro.
Yeah.
And the harmonies, like having the different layers of different artists that would come through and lay something on a background vocal for me.
Yeah.
Like yourself included many times, man. It showed me that there's so much shape to be had with music. And how to really grow your sound.
Because like if you look at your sound and this album compared to your last project, what are like
Who is that,
right? I mean look, think about it. Like you've changed
for real,
so
though.
much. Not only in like you've grown and, improved as an artist and as a person, like just overall, but like it is completely different style, I think, of music too. I mean, you have so much more depth in this project.
Yeah.
I mean, you've got rap, you've got pop, you've got R&B,
Got a little bit of punk.
A little bit of punk in
A
there,
little
like
bit, yeah.
so many different
Blend-
genres
blending-
blend
blending.
together. It shows your versatility as an artist.
That's what we're working for.
That's exactly
To
right.
never stop being the better version of ourselves than we were yesterday.
Is that? I mean, talk a little bit more about the lead up to this project. The person that you became. What were you doing before this project, and how did you get to where you are now?
Well, when originally before this project, man, I was going to quit music. I had recently just, we had shut down our company, Modest Music. And I was ready to go into, so I own Miller Motors, for those of you who don't know. And if you don't come there and get your tires, you whack.
Best taters this side of the Mississippi.
Miller Motors. Anyways. But so I was ready to focus on that full time. And when it came to it, at the end of the day, I still love doing music. And so I was going to do like one last birthday show. And at that birthday show, I met all of you guys. The open house, I think, was just... Well, no, I had met you guys like 2 weeks before that, right?
So we had
At the
met
open
initially
house.
at the open house.
Yeah.
And then you had asked us to be on that birthday show. Because I remember we had
that
barely...
was like just a month later, right?
We had barely met. You
Yep.
know what I mean?
Yep.
Like 2021, I believe that was, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, open to the studio. Yeah, and so you had left, you had shut down Modest Music, and you were going to stop, you were going to stop doing music.
100%. I'm almost 30, bro. Like when I look at music, it's not that I would, like, especially now that I've gotten to this point in this project, like I'm never going to quit doing music. I realize like what a full circle moment I needed to have happen in my life to bring back that spark. And that's something I found with coming here. You know what I mean? I met like a brotherhood of people that support and uplift and like want you to do better. I'm not talking any dirt on Modest Music at all, because all them guys I still really, really enjoy
Absolutely.
and fuck with. But it was just, you know, when it crashed, you would work so hard on one thing, you don't want to carry it. Like you'd feel best to take a huge step away from it. But that's when I came back in here, bro, after we had done that show, do one song, and it puts me to this point where I'm like, okay, there's something, you know, real here with the sound and the movement that's going. And we started working more and more. The BDE boys were formed. That was a powerhouse moment. Go buy your t-shirt today.
BDEcrew.com, BDEcrew.com.
Yes, this is a paid sponsorship.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Anyways, a lot of BDE stuff was happening. I mean, we were growing throughout this whole last year.
And
as
I
you were
felt such a crazy momentum. And so I wanted to follow it. And that's what led to everything that has been made in this last year. It's been magical, to say the least. And now we're just going to continue to keep growing.
Damn. I mean, dude, it's just such an honor to have. I mean, you've been an OG in the Mankato music game for a minute. I mean, like you said, you're 30 now.
Not
Just
yet.
kidding, not yet.
Not until
Not yet.
May.
He was about to snap there. He was about to throw this mic in my face, okay?
Yeah,
You guys didn't see it in his eyes right now, but I did, okay?
But, yes, no. So finally being here is just incredible. It feels like a penultimate moment, you know, right now. But the whole thing about it is I know it's not the tip. And I know we're just going.
Just starting on this journey of the trials.
Yeah. Good things are coming.
Well, I mean, I just want to say thank you for coming on the show. I mean, this is obviously
pleasure.
There's going to be way more to come with Beltz. We're going to have you on the show many more times, I hope. And, you know, I also want to have more of like a song-by-song breakdown with your album. So if you guys like what you've heard and you want to hear more about the album, let us know. And
down in the comments.
Where can people find the trials? Where can people find yourself?
The trials will be available on every single platform.
All right. Post
doing it.
interview. Post interview. How we feeling?
We're feeling good.
Feeling
Great
good?
to be on the Sota show today. Ethan, yeah, bitch.
We know who's the best co-host on the show.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. It's the only screen time I get.
Yeah, you can't really see yourself either.
That's okay. It's okay.
It's your nostrils and your mouth.
Thanks for watching. Getting that? Getting that? Let me.
You getting this?
Yeah.
You getting this?
Getting this.
Are you getting this? Are you actually getting this?
Yes. What are you getting?
21. Can you do
Fuck off.